What's up, guys? Sub-Zero here, back for another VOD review. Today, there is a player who is just head and shoulders above everybody else on the ladder, and we haven't done a VOD review of him in a sec. This is Setsuko, sitting at 1931 LP here. If you check his LP graph, it is just up and to the right. He is on a, how many games? Top 4 streak? On a 11-game top 4 streak, and, that was a 5th in there, a 6th in there. I don't know when his last 8th is. He's basically dropped off the face of the earth as far as going 7th or 8th, and has a ton of top 1s, top 3s in here. 8 top 3s is kind of crazy. But yeah, just going up and to the right, trying to hit that 2K LP mark. He's getting close. He's getting closer than anyone else has gotten this set, and we haven't had anyone on NA, I believe, hit 2K LP yet. On other servers with worse populations, it's a little bit easier, but on NA, nobody 2K yet. So we'll see if Setsuko can keep it up. I also wanted to VOD review this game because it's actually a very woke game from Setsuko. He ended up playing a line that also Heike, I'm gonna cover up his chat because yeah, it's Setsuko. You never know what you're gonna get there. But yeah, honestly, this is a line that I've actually never seen before. It's one that's kind of been theorized a lot over the course of the set, but never really anyone's been able to make it work. And Setsuko ended up playing it in also, a stacked lobby. Zunation, Dank Memes, Riveting, Spetham, MC Shady, and then I don't know the top 2 players, but they're probably pretty high elo if they're in this lobby. So yeah, start off here with a lot of pairs, but nothing really going on so far. We have a Void Staff if we want to make it, which is a fine slam. But yeah, leaning towards AP items. We had okay Void mods, but once again, nothing really crazy here. So yeah, I think we're at this point really still looking for direction here. Definitely want to hold on to the rest of this stuff here. Yeah, hold the Briar and everything, just because this unit's good, pairs with Jug, and we get a chain. So it almost looks like there's actually 2 very reasonable slams here. You have the Void Staff, you have the Titans. I don't really want to make a vow here, but you could even make that. So yeah, see first Augment here, Promise Protection, Treasure Hunt, Woven Magic. These I don't love that much. Woven Magic I have become more and more of a fan of. And you could end up in a world here where you hit a Sona 2, make Void Staff, plus, chain item. The only thing is you really want this from Win Streak. You want this from a really strong opener. We don't quite have that yet. And the other 2 I just don't love that much. But yeah, we see a Legion of 3s, and you can see he immediately just rips this one off here. Says, you know what? This is an Augment that gives an emblem, which is already really, really nice. The emblems buff made all emblem augments quite strong these days. Also, if you get any kind of emblem, say a Bilgewater or something, giving it to your 3 costs and then all allies that have the emblem, it's just so easy to get insane value. And there is also the chance that you get another emblem augment later, which starts to go really, really crazy. These are huge stats, 200 HP and 12% AS. So it also does exactly what we need here in terms of giving us direction, right? We have no real direction right now. We can kind of play whatever. And this does give us a lot of direction. It's Noxus here. The kind of interesting thing though is that Noxus is not it's not seen as the strongest trait. You don't see this and you're like, oh boy, vertical Noxus. I get to play that just because Swain is a very, very hard unit to hit. So it's very, very difficult to hit your 4-cost tank and hit a 2-star Swain like that. So and it just seems like there's not that much power in the trait itself. It's not like you're ever I hit 7 Noxus and then my Atakan popped off in these fights. No, it's just kind of okay, he's doing whatever and doing a little bit of damage and buffing up my board, but really just not that crazy. So yeah, I would say at this point the game plan is a little sketch. What will we truly try to do here? Legion of 3s also does obviously buff up your 3-cost units as well, which adds a very interesting layer to this, which is, can we play a comp that plays a lot of 3 costs? And Setsuko with the Noxus emblem with Legion of 3s team planners this out, and this is not a bait. We are actually going to play Noxus 3-cost reroll. And it makes a lot of sense in theory, right? In theory, there's 3 costs within Noxus. You can play vertical Noxus, reroll for all of them, have a really good time. For most of the set, it's been basically impossible because Darius has been a pretty trash unit, but he's been buffed up pretty significantly over the last couple of patches, and so he can actually be a real kind of main tank on this board that you can play for. Draven and Leblanc kind of received some buffs and nerfs over the course of the set. Draven mostly nerfs, but LeBlanc's a very, very solid unit to play around. Draven, after his most recent buff, I think is a lot more solid. So yeah, it is a It's an interesting line to say the least, and I really want to see how it goes for him. Also, I really like this positioning from Setsuko for the Kiana. Yeah, third row feels better to me. I mean, fourth row is just you're spending a little bit too much time walking up. But what this does is it will guarantee that Kiana is aggroed onto the edge of the enemy front line. The enemy front line will kind of usually settle on your front line, and then she'll walk up to the edge here, which allows her to get that dash and then the long line for her ilal ish. What is her thingy called? I know she has that like line. It's like this isn't a ring blade. It's a ilal. I have no clue what she says. Take off carousel here is a glove, right? With the idea being a Hodge, I guess. I mean, it's a great slam onto Kiana here. Maybe he's just gonna sit on this for a little while because I will say, I don't have a good, clear idea of like what itemization looks like in this comp. Obviously, Draven wants, you know, Gwynsu, Kraken, things like that. LeBlanc just wants like kind of AP stuff here. I'm kind of down. Let's stats check the Darius items. I'm down. Because how often do you get to look at Darius? 3 stats here. So I just put Darius and Draven onto the board here to kind of get a sense for it. Stats-wise, I mean, it looks like he does, you know, really like stuff like Sterak's BT, Bruiser-style items. He is a tank, but he is also a tank that, you know, does damage and has this weird execute thing. So he is like a damage tank. So you can see these like pure tank items look fine, but best really do look like stuff like Sterak's BT. Titans doesn't look amazing on him, it seems. Hodge looks quite bad. Yeah, I don't think you want to go some kind of like Infinity Edge build for like IE Hodge Titans or something crazy like that. But we'll see. We'll see what Setsuko cooks up as far as the items, because they're I mean, once again, this is a unit that basically hasn't been played around the entire set. Draven and Darius were supposed to be, you know, the blood brothers, the units that you're like meant to play next, next to each other every single time you play Draven. You go for a Draven 3, you go for a Darius 3. Like that's the design of them as one of these like paired unlocks, something like an Ashe Tryndamere. But Darius just hasn't been strong enough throughout the course of this set. I mean, if you guys remember Draven Reroll, when Draven Reroll was so strong. Also, did we? Ooh, I think we're fine. Okay, yeah. Though it's kind of, I feel like this player could have actually inted our loss streak here very easily. I mean, Setsuko is very happy to get a good loss there, but I'm shocked that the Ishtal player didn't want to int that hard, because it looked like they were on a pretty big loss streak as well with a pretty weak board. But yeah, like Darius just hasn't been strong enough. When Draven reroll was strong, people didn't even play any kind of Darius reroll with it. You rolled for Bilgewater units as well, which is just kind of hilarious to think about. And so I really wanted to see this board in action because, like, in theory, it makes sense. And maybe with the Darius buffs, it's actually playable here. We can unlock LeBlanc here. Setsuko opts to not unlock LeBlanc here because he was kind of trying to figure out what he actually wanted to slam from this tier here. It's a tad bit awkward. Because we have all these gloves that are sitting around. I mean, is it ever just like a TG? He's maybe looking. I mean, the thing about Hodge is like, it's a good slam for now onto the Kiana. I just don't really know where it goes later. I guess we're gonna put it onto Darius. We'll see. I mean, you have Mbessa as well, and so maybe we'll just not really itemize too hard for all of these 3-cost units, and we'll play for Mbessa as well as another hit. All right, small grab bag looks amazing here. I mean, I would just snap pick that up here. I mean, he actually likes teaming up better than small grab bag here because of the fact that it comes with the 3-cost, and we know we're playing so hard for 3-costs that we don't even have a Darius unlocked yet. But I mean, the Draven hit would be nice to unlock the Darius. He's actually also looking at Titanic Titan because we played such a loss streak here, but I think the 3-costs are better. Yeah, he does also hit an amazing chop here. He doesn't get any out of the grab bag, but he does get the Draven and the LeBlanc just here, which is hilarious. So yeah. And he ends up getting another glove here, which, yeah, is going to end up being that TG that we talked about. I mean, such a good item in the situation where you're kind of starved for items, right? We have these 2 frontline items that are going to have to, I imagine, go into Mbessa, but we still, want to play for something like a Draven, something like a Darius, and we don't really have items for them. I mean, it's really nice that we end up getting this DB plus bow for Draven. This is going to allow him to actually stack up and, hopefully unlock that Darius sooner rather than later and get, potentially to that 7 Noxus. That is obviously the dream here. We need to pick up a 4-cost, but aside from that, we'd be there. He opts to move the TG. burns an entire remover to do it, but I mean, this is a very big swing potentially, you know, on our way to getting a win streak versus, you know, being on a loss streak here. And we also don't have that much front line. So yeah, Setsuko saying, I don't really care that much about the removers as well. Like, I'm going to easily just sell this Kiana later. So it's not like I'm like dying to like remover items off of her. We can just sell her easily. And the Blitzcrank as well is an easy sell. So it's not like we need a ton of removers in this spot. That is Mbessa on Carousel, and I think we might get it. Oh my god, okay. So that's Mbessa done. We need our Darius unlock still. I don't know how far Draven is. He should be relatively close. He was kind of popping off that last fight, so maybe we're not far off of Draven, but it is actually funny that we get the Mbessa here. We can just level for, what do you play? Quick Striker? I mean, he was just going to play, yeah, I mean, probably, oh... This is actually, wow, this is nice TFT fundamentals. Who cares about Quick Striker? We just need a random frontliner to play on this board here. Even though he's legit traitless on this board, Setsuko says, I need frontline way more than I need more damage onto this board. I need units to tank so that my Kiana can go off, and the AS on Kiana is really irrelevant if she ends up getting like blown up by, you know, something like this Caitlyn here. And honestly, this fight might have been a play tank difference here. I mean, I love stuff like that is so like weird, so unintuitive that you would not play Quick Striker on your board. Instead, you would just play a random tank unit. But I mean, I think it's very, very smart from Setsuko here. Also, rolls a bit, finds the Gangplank here. Also going to move items back to the Draven. Gangplank, I mean, there was a reason why people played this guy when you did play Draven Reroll. He is really nice trait-wise onto this board, offers Vanquisher and Slayer, and yeah, those are some very good traits. We also get another gold farm from Draven. All right, so we're ramping up here. I mean, if you guys remember, especially, you know, back in the day, by the way, being Paris Open, which feels like a million years ago, though it was like basically, I mean, at this point, like not 2 months ago, like a month and a half ago. How time flies, man. But you know, people were playing really hard for stuff like Draven 2 because it accelerates your ability to generate gold with him. And so that's what we're hoping we find on the way here. Probably, yeah, not going to play too hard for like a GP3 or anything like that. He really wants to find that Draven 2, and yeah, ends up rolling quite deep to find it, but he does at least get it. Goes back up to 30 here. He also, yeah, knows that we kind of need to make some tank items, or some other items, right, at this point here. So opts to make the BT and the Void Staff here. So he's just saying this TG is just going to kind of stay onto Draven the entire game. It's very likely that we're just going to keep this there. It's kind of interesting how his items end up, just because he has a lot of like frontline items that are a little bit awkward here. Arcane Victory, Precision Grace, Duo Q. So Precision Grace has been like kind of buffed to the point where your units aren't just going to straight up troll. And we are playing around melee carries. I wonder if he'd ever consider it. I don't know how good. I mean, the big thing for Duo Q is that it gives you items. And then Arcane Victory is like, yeah, I mean, it's like a pretty mediocre combat here. Can't be bronze for life, so we're stuck between these two. We'll see which one Setsuko prefers more. I was always a Precision and Grace enjoyer, and then people, you know, told me it was bugged the entire set, and now it's unbugged, but do people still hate it? Okay, he's looking at it as his best option. Then he sees Swordsmith and Exiles. My God, I mean, you must take Swordsmith though, right? I mean, this Augment is just too broken. I mean, Exiles is really good too. Really? Yeah, I mean, yeah, you must take Swordsmith here. He gets an IEBT. So now we are going to use this time to move these items up here. I'm going to throw these items onto Mbessa here. And yeah, we're just going to keep moving this TG around the entire game. Okay, makes sense. And yeah, it's kind of interesting. I almost wish we could go for the GP3, but I'm not that big of a fan of this GP unit. I will say he just doesn't do all that much. All right, movie magic. I am back. I was recording this video like 5 hours ago and then was interrupted, and now I'm back here. I think I was talking about how GP is a pretty trash unit to invest in, but it's quite awkward because we have all of these melee items. And if I did remember that, then I'm a beast. But yes, we will see. I mean, later down the line, we could maybe even get over to things like Shyvana, things like Fiddlesticks could hold on to some of these items, so we'll see where we end up getting to. But for now, we are really still investing in these 3-cost champions because of our Augment, right? It really makes us want to hit these guys 3-star, like we talked about. Hitting Draven 3-star gives you a ton of extra econ to work with. It makes sense to itemize them. It's kind of interesting as we're stuck in this weird spot here. Yeah, we end up taking Even Shroud here, looks like here, because we have the Void Staff made. We can't really invest that hard in itemizing Draven, I would say, just because, you know, we're going to be stuck in this awkward situation where we're trying to itemize everybody, and that's not going to go very well. And yeah, we are starting to look for GP3 now as well. Okay, I think it makes relative sense. I actually make a pretty deep roll down here, and the only upgrade to find for it is the 2-star Scion, which gives us somebody decent at least to hold on to this Even Shroud here. But yeah, we're actually like 3 off everything here, and then 4 off the GP. This is where the extra income that Draven grants you comes up really, really huge here, because we're playing 3-cost reroll. We're trying to go for 3-star 3 costs. It requires a lot of gold. If you guys remember, I always, you know, talk about, I don't know why that's the 3-cost reroll comp that sticks in my head, but Jace and Caitlyn from last set. That was last set at this point, right? You know, that is a comp where you did not mind taking double econ augment, and we have like half an econ augment in our silver augment here. But I mean, aside from that, we really don't have, you know, normally the amount of econ that allows to hit this entire board. So we're going to hope that the Draven econ generation and maybe just, you know, hitting some units here allows us to hit. We're also econ portal here. We just got the 3 gold off of the Draven portal, so that helps a little bit, especially as we get further into the game here. But we'll see. In spots like this, it becomes really interesting. You know, when do you send it here? When do you, you know, continue to roll? When do you stop rolling? So I'm really curious to see where we go from here. Item-wise here, yeah, I mean, the last thing that we really need here is heal cut here. So we just hops, grab the Morello. We can throw it onto the Leblanc and feel pretty good about it here. So yeah, I mean, I think this makes perfect sense here. But yeah, I mean, one Leblanc, yeah, I mean, I do think this is around the time when you send it, and he is going to get off of the idea of hitting the Gangplank here. So he's going to roll down really deep. Oh, actually finds the Mel too, which is a very nice upgrade on this spot here. And he's considering, yeah, if Swain 1 is better than Scion 2. And I think the answer is yes. We're not playing Bruiser on our board. This activates Juggernaut. Swain 1 will almost always cast because this unit's kind of broken. So I think this is very, very reasonable. And yeah, we pick up another fight win with our unit's 3-star. But now we are pretty broke. We're going to have to let Draven econ us back up a little bit here. Just saw a giant Hydra in Setsuko's chat, so I'm glad that I covered it up. Yeah, oh, he's actually rolling super, super deep here with the idea that, I mean, we're going to get the gold back if we hit the Draven, and also spiking is really important. Yeah, I mean, he's zooming in on these 3-stars, but I mean, on average, you're not meant to hit there. But he wanted to go for it with the idea of, okay, if I do hit, I'm going to get the gold back from Draven, and the combat strength is huge here, because our front line is kind of a pile of garbage right now. It's a 2-star Darius and a 1-star Swain is all we kind of got going from frontline. Remember when I talked about how vertical Noxus tends to be a little scary because the main tank you're usually playing around is Swain, and Swain is a very, very hard unit to hit 2-star. But maybe if you're Setsuko, you can actually hit it. Wow. Opsa, wow, he open sold. That's crazy. He open sold the Gangplank here, just to say I must upgrade this Swain on my board. I do not want to wait another round to have this, because having this on my board is going to swing my board more than you know, not having the Gangplank here. Opts to get the Nico in, which is at least Arcanist plus Defender, which is not bad traits, but we do lose this fight as well. This game is getting really, really close, actually. Is there a 3-cost we want on Carousel? No. Guess we can take LeBlanc item, would be Shojin here. Guess you could also look for that last, oh, we can't take Shojin anymore. So, I mean, Vow's a great item for our Swain here. So yeah, we do end up picking that up. Oh, this game is getting a little scary. We kind of want the GP back so that we at least have something to play here, because I feel like his traits are more important. We do it the Draven 3, which is nice. He is holding onto the TG, which is not bad here. Setsuko trying to figure out if there's something better he can play here, but I don't think there is. I think this is his board here. The TG fits nicely onto the Draven, like we kind of talked about. We never had Draven items, so it makes sense to throw that here. Rotate into, man, this is such a reroll heavy lobby, actually. This Aphelios player, there is a Ishtal player, there's Setsuko here. One of the rare, like, multi-reroll lobbies here, and here is where the gold gen from Draven's really nice. Also, wait, is Setsuko a genius? The Draven 3rd row ended up actually targeting backline, killing the Aphelios, and winning the fight. Oh my god. Wait, that's actually, I mean, a huge swing there. It's very reasonable that he would have lost that fight without that positioning. He actually does skip the Gangplank there, by the way. Opts to say that this is going to be better items-wise here. Also is really moving items around here. Finds the Nashor's Guardbreaker here and says this is only going to do stuff onto this crit unit here, versus the Hodge will do decent stuff onto the Draven, though we don't even have Vanquisher in for the Ambessa, so kind of, I don't know, it's an interesting call. But we do pick up a fight win, and the board has finally, near the end of stage 5, kind of hit critical mass. We've hit all of our 3 stars here. We have this Darius, who is a very nice tank. I mean, this is the upside to playing the reroll version of this comp. Is, like I said, normally Swain being your solo frontline, especially if you don't hit him 2-star, is quite difficult to play with. But now, if you're in a spot like this where you can actually hit the Darius as well, you have a lot more frontline to work with. You actually like feel pretty good about this board here. Gonna take the GS here for Draven. Really would have liked some kind of attack speed item onto him, but I mean, you can live with this, I guess. Does make a full swap over to the right side at the last second here. And his Mbessa's in a... I don't know. This Mbessa is going to get blown up. Yeah, this looks really rough positioning-wise here. I mean, maybe Darius can just tank for 1,000,000,000 years. I mean, he's doing a great job. Oh my god, this fight was close. I think this fight ended up being positioning. Oh, it was definitely positioning diff. If Mbessa hadn't died first, we would have won that fight. Pretty rough there, but it is hard to get everything swapped in the last second here. All right. Well, we'll see. 11 HP here. If he can win a fight, we might top 3. We are fighting... Oh, well... I think Setsuko is going to be quite happy that he got a solid top 4 this game. I mean, honestly, if Spetham loses to whatever that other board is, we might actually top 3 it. But I do not think we're going to do better than 4th because we are fighting a Wukong 3 that just killed our entire board here. -6 here, and Spetham dies, so it's a top 3 here on the Noxus reroll here. I mean... I don't know. I just thought this was a very interesting line, a very Setsuko line where he kind of like did a lot of stuff where I was like, oh my god, is he really going to do that? And he did, and it worked, and we top 3 the lobby, and it looked actually very solid with the Legion of Threes, I will say. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my Twitch and Metafy, all my links down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching, as always.